Welcome back to Lovoria Network, where real-life lessons and unforgettable family dramas come to life through heartfelt storytelling. Today, I'm going to share with you a story that shook me to my core, a story about love, rejection, and the meaning of truly knowing where you belong. My stepchildren once told me to know my place in their house. And let me tell you, I knew exactly what that meant, but not in the way they expected. I married my husband 5 years ago after both of us had been through difficult times in our lives. He had 2 children from his previous marriage, a son and a daughter, and when we came together, I thought love, patience, and kindness would be enough to build a bond with them. I entered that home with hope, believing that I could bring warmth, stability, and maybe even a new beginning for all of us. At first, things seemed normal. We shared dinners together, laughed at small things, and even watched movies on Friday nights. I was convinced that little by little, we were becoming a family. But behind those smiles, there was always a wall I couldn't break through. It was as if every effort I made was carefully measured, carefully doubted. They would compare me to their biological mother all the time. I wasn't trying to replace her, I never wanted to. I respected the fact that she would always hold a special place in their lives. All I wanted was to be accepted, even if only as a friend, someone they could trust. But every time I reached out, it felt like I was grasping at thin air. One day, during a family gathering, something happened that still echoes in my mind. I had prepared the table, cooked their favorite dishes, and put my heart into making everyone feel comfortable. But when I asked my stepdaughter to help me pass some plates, she looked me dead in the eye and said, "You should know your place in this house." Her words cut through me like a knife. The room fell silent. My husband's face froze in shock, while my stepson smirked as if she had spoken what he had always wanted to say out loud. In that moment, I felt small, invisible, unwanted. My place? Wasn't I standing right there, trying to make a family out of broken pieces? I excused myself and went to the kitchen. My heart was pounding and tears burned in my eyes. I had always tried to be strong, but that moment broke something inside me. They didn't see me as part of their family. I was just a guest, someone temporary, someone they wished would vanish. But as I stood there alone, staring at the reflection of my weary face in the kitchen window, something inside me shifted. Maybe they were right, I did need to know my place. But my place wasn't to beg for acceptance or prove my worth to people who had already decided I didn't belong. My place was with my husband, the man who chose me, who saw my heart, and who valued me when they didn't. When I walked back into that room, I wasn't the same woman who had left moments earlier. My voice didn't shake when I spoke. I calmly said, "You're right. I do know my place. My place is next to your father, building a life that's full of love and respect. My place is not to replace your mother, but to be myself, a woman who genuinely cares for this family. My place is to love, whether or not you choose to accept it." The silence that followed was louder than any words. My husband reached for my hand under the table, squeezing it with unspoken support. For the first time, I didn't care if they rolled their eyes, whispered behind my back, or refused to see me. I had finally set my boundary. The days after that weren't easy. They avoided me more than usual, slammed doors louder, and sometimes wouldn't even acknowledge my presence. But something inside me had changed forever. I no longer looked at myself as someone desperate to fit into their lives. I had claimed my dignity back, and that gave me a strength I never thought I had. Eventually, small cracks began to show in their resistance. My stepdaughter once asked me for advice about school. My stepson, though still distant, didn't argue when I offered him food. These were small gestures, but they showed me that even when people push you away, your strength and kindness can leave an impression. I won't say we became the perfect family, because we didn't. There are still walls, still silences, still moments where I feel like an outsider. But knowing my place gave me peace. It taught me that my value doesn't depend on someone else's approval. And maybe, just maybe, over time, they'll realize that my place wasn't to replace anyone, but simply to be who I am. Someone who chose love, even when love wasn't returned. To anyone listening who feels rejected, unwanted, or told to know your place, let me tell you this. Your place is wherever you decide it is. Don't let anyone shrink your worth or make you feel invisible. Sometimes the greatest strength is in standing tall, even when others refuse to see you. Life doesn't always give us the family we dream of, but it gives us the chance to stand firm in our truth. And when you know your place, nobody, not even the harshest words, can take it away from you.